Hey there everyone, my name is Megan, and today is Random Book Wednesday, episode 2. So the book I'm going to talk about is one that I read back in high school, I believe maybe my freshman year, maybe 8th grade. It was a while ago, and that book is Gone by Micheal Grant. This book was published in 2008, so it is a bit older, but I think it has held up and would actually be a great read for this time. So Gone by Micheal Grant is a dystopian thriller supernatural story. It is about just like a city or a town, and all of a sudden one day randomly every person above the age of 15 disappears. In this story, the kids basically, once everyone above 15 disappears, they start gaining powers. You know, some can shoot lightning out of their hands and some can like teleport. It's things like that. And not only are these kids gaining powers, but the animals in their new world start gaining powers. So there are now worms that can eat you, and there is plants that will, kill you if you like touch them. It is horrendous, and it is just them trying to figure out what has happened, if they can reverse it, learning to survive in this new world, in keeping their community together, and learning how to settle everyone's differences because they are kids and they've never experienced anything worse than a high school bully, and now their high school bullies are pretty much in charge. I like that this series, it is obviously more young adult, since it's stars 15-year-old children. That's mostly who we follow. There's multiple different 15-year-olds, but it actually is very dark. I think if you are not into body horror or gruesome like killing scenes or anything like that, you would probably not enjoy this book. It might scare you. I know it definitely gave me a fright when I first read it, but it was so interesting I just had to keep going. For as dark as this book is, it does keep humorous elements. It does keep these kids as kids. Like, even though they're trying to now take up the responsibility of the adults that have disappeared, they still behave like kids. They still are children. You see 7-year-olds in this book having to take up responsibilities that you would never ever imagine a 7-year-old having to take care of, but you also see these 7-year-olds staying childlike, like still making the decisions that a 7-year-old would normally make. And I think that's what makes this book partly so dark, is that you are having children go through horrible things. And as horrible and scary as this book is, it really does make you just want to follow these characters and see how they survive, and you really root for them. As these characters grow, so does the world. So the thing I forgot to mention is that this world, this town, is actually surrounded in a bubble. As soon as all the parents disappear, there's like a bubble put around the town. Even though it's like an isolated setting, we still get to explore so much of it. We learn so much of everyone. It's really expansive, and I can't praise that enough, to make such a small town seem like such a big world to these kids. If you like sci-fi, if you like horror, if you like dystopian, if you liked Lord of the Flies, and if you liked Wilder Girls, I think you will really like this, especially Wilder Girls, because there is body horror in here, and it is very, I don't want to say similar, but as when I was reading this, I definitely thought of this. So they're both green too, go figure. If you liked any of those aspects, you will definitely like this book, and I think you should definitely give it a try. And even though the series is really long, especially like lengthwise and page-wise for each book, they are quick reads just because you are so caught up in every detail you're given that you just want to keep going and going and going. That is Gone by Micheal Grant. I really hope you give it a try. I hope you read it and love it, and hopefully continue on to the next book in the series. I definitely will be rereading it soon. I can't stop thinking about it for some reason. And yes, that is all I have for you today. I don't really have anything else to say, so I'm gonna go now. Bye!